Schools Superintendent Drew Goebel describes the current scoreboard at Clinton High School's football field. Earlier this week, the district approved a $339,000 purchase of a new state-of-the-art scoreboard for the high school football and track field. On the WHOW morning show Thursday, Goebel told regional radio they often wonder if the scoreboard will make it through an entire game or event.
The current scoreboard is hanging on by a thread. I mean, it looks fine. If you look at it, it doesn't look broken, but it is the electrical system in it. It is not, we're just kind of hanging on with the new facility, new football field and track. We had to make a decision, and even the sound system, we have zero sound. Mm-hmm. So with the renovations and everything, we had two companies bid it out, and we did go with the OES scoreboard, and it's good. It's going to be nice. Different kind of repairs that we've done in the last probably 4 or 5 years to the facilities, whether that's sidewalks or parking lots, or a couple years ago we fixed up the greenhouse, air conditioning units, water heaters, flooring. We spent a lot of money at Lincoln and Douglas elementary schools for new classroom furniture. So in the last 4 or 5 years, we've done a lot of repairs. So now, because we've done that, we do have money now in the budget to afford the new scoreboard that we do need.
Since the approval of the scoreboard, many have wondered why the district is investing over $250,000 in a new scoreboard. Goebel reminds the dollars are coming from the operations and maintenance portion of the district's budget and cannot be used for other purposes.
We have money coming in just for operations and maintenance, and we have funds coming in for transportation, and we have money coming in for insurance, and we have money coming in for the education fund that's for teachers and benefits and salaries. So there's a lot of restrictions from the Illinois State Board of Education. So the same pot of money that the district is using to pay for the scoreboard is completely separate from salaries or school lunch or any of those other or buses. It's separate. So with this particular item, we can afford it. We can pay for it. But the money coming in as a revenue source for O&M has to stay extremely regulated. And if you're spending money in the wrong fund and you're going to get caught. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have to pay that money back to the fund that was supposed to be. School finance is not like a person's personal finance. Like your personal finance, all your money goes into your bank account. And then you're paying your mortgage, you're paying your car payment, you're buying your groceries, you're buying your clothes, you're going on vacation, and you have that one pot of money for your personal finance, and you can do whatever you want with it.
Right.
And then you have to budget how much money you're gonna have. The state for schools, they regulate and they put money in all these different buckets or funds, and then they say, okay, you have this much money for this fund, and then you have this much money for this fund. And then you have to kind of do with what you have within those regulations.
Since even dating back to 2023, when the district announced it would be putting turf on the football field, many questioned why the sports complexes were receiving so much attention. Goebel reminds it goes back to former Superintendent Kurt Nettles and the board's plans to address those facilities.
2 years ago, when I was not the superintendent, we had talked about upgrading our facility to, there's different schools around our area that have gone to turf. And so that was a decision that the school board and the previous superintendent was very interested in doing. When we made those decisions, we had money in reserves, in CDs, just gaining interest year after year. So the decision was made by the board members at that time and the superintendent at that time to pursue a turf field. And we could do that without raising taxes. We could do that without depleting our reserves. And that was something that I was very passionate about. If we're going to go big, which we did, I wanted to make sure that we had a rainy day fund of money just in the O&M account, because I think that's smart. You can't go through. So we did that. As people come to Clinton, I want them to. I think there's a lot of school pride when you come to a football game and the kids are on. I mean, it's an amazing field, and if you haven't been to the field, it's one of a kind, and especially in this upcoming next school year with the football season and the bleachers are done and the press box done, it's It is one of a kind. And for even track, we're going to have track meets and big tournaments, and people are kind of coming in, and they're not from Clinton, but they are seeing this. I think there's a lot of pride in it.
The sports facilities are under a lot of construction at the moment. The football field is getting new bleachers installed. A new press box will soon be going up, and turf is being installed at the baseball and softball varsity diamonds, while turf will be installed on the JV fields soon. A quick look at this morning's obituaries. 86-year-old Abner J. Griffin of Clinton passed away April 22nd at his son's residence in Clinton. Services for 86-year-old Abner J. Griffin will be at 4 p.m. Saturday at Kenny Christian Church. The visitation will be from 3 to 4 p.m. at the church. Calvert Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. This morning, we streamed to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. A look at local sports is next.
Shane here from Highway 51 Exchange, just south of Clinton. Let us service your lawn and garden equipment for spring with our quick turnaround and service specials for free pickup and delivery. Click our icon on DeWittDailyNews.com for details.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Sale would be unlawful.
With SRN Sports, I'm George Williams. For football fans, the NFL draft is the big news. We'll get to that word in just a moment. But first, take a look at Major League Baseball scores from last night, where the Angels edged the Pirates 4-3. Athletics came back to defeat the Rangers 4-3, and it was the Mariners over the Red Sox by a 4-3 score. In 10 innings, the Rays in a rally came back to defeat the Diamondbacks 7-4. In 7 innings, a shortened game, the White Sox shut the Twins out 3-0. Royals swept a doubleheader from the Rockies 7-4 in the first game, then 6-2 in the second game, a makeup game from the day before. Giants over the Brewers 6-5, and the Orioles defeat the Nationals. So the NFL draft, Cam Ward is the number 1 pick this year. He had finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy, and he goes to the Tennessee Titans. And the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter, winds up with the Jacksonville Jaguars after Jacksonville made a big trade to get the pick. This is SRN Sports. NBA playoff action by 2 points last night as the Knicks over the Pistons, 118-116, to go up 2-1 on Detroit. Pistons have lost 8 straight home playoff games since 2008, one shy of a rather ignominious record set by Philadelphia in the NBA from 1968 to 71. Elsewhere, the Grizzlies lost a game to the Thunder, and that's how it was. They had the Grizzlies down by 11 after 1, down by as many as 29 points, but Oklahoma came back to win 114-108. Oklahoma goes up 3-0 in that series. It was the Clippers defeating the Nuggets 117-83 to lead the series 2-1. Tonight, Celtics and Magic, Pacers and Bulls, Lakers and Timberwolves. NHL, Panthers defeat the Lightning 2-1 to go up 2-0. In overtime, Maple Leafs over the Senators to go up 3-0. Wild over the Golden Knights to cut the Minnesota lead in games to 2-1. Blues beat the Jets 7-2. Winnipeg leads that 2-1. This is SRN Sports.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. Clinton fell short to Shelbyville 4-3 in Central Illinois Conference High School baseball action Thursday in Shelbyville. Despite taking an early lead and tying it up with a home run later, the Maroons could not hold off Shelbyville. Clinton jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. Colton Walker led off the game with a solo homer to left. Later in the inning, Jack Manning walked and advanced to second on a single by Josh Bass, then scored on a ground out by Cole Fentress. But Shelbyville responded in the bottom of the second and third, scoring 3 runs to take a 3-2 lead. The Maroons would battle back in the fourth. Cole Fentress launched a solo homer to left field to tie the game at 3. But Shelbyville scored the go-ahead run in the bottom of the fifth, ultimately securing the 4-3 win. On the mound for the Maroons, Jack Manning started and pitched 4 innings, allowing 3 runs. 2 were earned on 2 hits while striking out 6. Mitchell Cornwell pitched 2 innings of relief, giving up an unearned run on a hit and striking out 2. Colton Walker finished 1 for 3 with his solo home run. Cole Fentress was added a solo homer and 2 RBIs, while Josh Bass finished 1 for 3 for the Maroons. Clinton drops to 8-9 overall and goes to 3-2 in the CIC. They host Shelbyville this afternoon. In a game heard on WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com, Monticello won its 7th straight with a 9-3 win over Paxton Buckley Loda in Illini Prairie Conference High School baseball action Thursday in Monticello. The Sages win fueled by a decisive 6-run outburst in the bottom of the 6th inning. Zeke Young doubled to right field to start the frame. Pinch hitter Brian Wilchin followed with a bunt single, moving Young to third. Cole Basak then walked to load the bases. Dawson Gitros singled to center, scoring Basak. A wild pitch allowed Young to score, and a throwing error in the same at-bat brought in Wilchin to advance Basak to third. Carter Foran walked, setting the stage for Eli Kraft, who delivered a 3-run home run to left field, also scoring Gitros and Foran. Kraft led the offensive charge for Monticello, going 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles, including a pivotal 3-run homer. Gitros also had a strong day at the plate, going 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Foran contributed with 2 hits and a run scored. Ike Young had a solo home run, while Zeke Young had a double and a run scored. On the mound, Hayden Romano earned the win, pitching 6 strong innings and allowing just an earned run on 3 hits while striking out 9. Romano was the Servpro of Piatt DeWitt County's player of the game. The Sages improved to 17-3 overall and 4-1 in the Illini Prairie Conference. They're off until Monday when they travel to Pontiac for more IPC action. Argenta-Oreana outslugged Decatur Unity Christian 19-12 in a Lincoln Prairie Conference High School baseball slugfest in Argenta Thursday. The Bombers' offense ignited in the 2nd inning, plating 4 runs. With the bases loaded, Carter Logue delivered a 2-run single. Moments later, Jackson Finch followed with an RBI single, and a 4th run crossed the plate on the play. The offensive onslaught continued in the 4th as the Bombers added 5 more. MJ Hall started the rally with a single. Landon Jackson followed with a walk, and Madison Markham's bunt resulted in an error, allowing Hall to score. Later in the inning, CJ Fisher added an RBI single. The 6th inning saw another 5-run explosion for the Bombers. Lucas Camfield led off with a double and scored on a pass ball. Carson West reached on a base on an error, bringing in another run. C.J. Fisher followed with an RBI single. Bryson Cameron capped the inning with an RBI double. Key offensive standouts for the Bombers included Carter Logue, who was 2 for 5 with a team-high 4 RBIs. C.J. Fisher was 2 for 4 with a RBI, and Lucas Camfield was 1 for 5 with a double and an RBI. The Bombers are 9-6 overall and improved to 5-1 in the Lincoln Prairie Conference. They host Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond on Monday. Mount Pulaski overcame a slow start to dominate Illini Bluffs 10-1 in Tomahawk Conference High School baseball action Thursday in Mount Pulaski. Illini Bluffs scored a lone run early, but Mount Pulaski responded emphatically, highlighted by a 6-run 3rd inning. A walk to Liam Smith started the frame. Chance Payne followed with a double, driving in Smith. Luke Martin walked. Aaron Volley singled to score Payne. 2 batters later, Preston Cowan singled to bring home Martin and advance Volley to 3rd on an error. Then Cowan took 2nd. Tyler Cross singled, holding Cowan at 3rd. Volley scored on a wild pitch. Chase Roberts grounded out, allowing Cowan to score. And Eric Cooper capped the inning with a single, scoring Cross. Payne was 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Volley finished 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Cowan was 2 for 4 with an RBI, and Eric Cooper was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Martin got the win on the mound, going 5 innings and allowing an earned run on 3 hits, striking out 8. Smith fired a scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts, and Volley closed it out with a scoreless inning, striking out 1. The Hilltoppers are 12-3 overall and 3-0 in the Tomahawk Conference. They visit Springfield Lanphier this afternoon. Madison Highland threw a stellar complete game, 2-hit shutout, leading Monticello to an 8-0 win over Paxton Buckley Loda in Illini Prairie Conference High School softball action Thursday in Monticello. Cassidy Stoffel was 3 for 4 with a double, a triple, and an RBI, while Sadie Walsh was 2 for 4 with an RBI. A pivotal 3-run sixth inning saw Stoffel double to score Walsh. Stoffel later scored on a fielder's choice by Allie Widener. Lucy Leatherwood had a double, finishing 1 for 2. The Lady Sages are 15-4 overall and 4-0 in the Illini Prairie Conference. They host Champaign St. Thomas More this afternoon. Argenta-Oreana used potent offense and steady pitching in an 11-3 victory over Toledo Cumberland in Lincoln Prairie Conference High School softball action on Thursday. In Argenta, in the second, Grace Manning's single brought home Piper Jones to give Argenta a 4-3 lead. In the bottom of the fifth inning, the Lady Bombers put the game firmly out of reach with 3 runs. Grace Manning singled to score Lily Harburg, and Emmy Reynolds singled to bring in Angelina Madrigal to make it 10-3. Elisa Armstrong got the victory in circle for the Lady Bombers, going 7 innings. Cumberland managed 12 hits, but Armstrong allowed just 3 runs and struck out 2. Manning led the way for Argenta-Oreana, going a perfect 4 for 4 at the plate with 3 RBIs. Reynolds added 2 RBIs. Argenta-Oreana improves to 9-10 overall and 6-0 in the Lincoln Prairie Conference. They make the short trip into Forsyth to take on Maroa Forsyth this afternoon. Lenine Sosa and Miguel Vargas homered as the Chicago White Sox beat the Minnesota Twins 3-0 in a rain-shortened game on Thursday in 7 innings. The win salvaged the finale for the White Sox, who snapped a 14-game losing streak at Target Field, the longest losing streak against any opponent in team history. Shane Smith allowed a walk and 4 hits, striking out 7 in 5 innings to get his first big league win. Jordan Leisure and Brandon Iser pitched a scoreless inning in relief, with Iser picking up his first career save. Sosa got the Sox on the board 1-0 when he drilled a Chris Paddock pitch deep into the left field seats.
Against Sosa, Lenine sends one high and deep to left, and it's a home run. First pitch swing, Lenine Sosa, and it's 1-0 Sox in the second.
Paddock's control deserted him in the fourth when the Sox tagged a 2-out rally. Paddock walked Vargas, giving up a single to Michael A. Taylor, then walked Bobby Dahlback and Joshua Palacios to force home Chicago's second run. Miguel Vargas led off the 6th with a homer off reliever Jorge Alcala.
Pitch. Hit in the air, deep to left, way back there, and she's going to go off the facing of the upper deck.
The umpire crew called for the tarps over the field at 2:40 local time. The game was officially called just an hour later. The Sox head to California for a 3-game set with the A's. Sean Burke will start the series opener. Here tonight's action on WHOW. The Chicago Bears selected Michigan tight end Colton Loveland with the 10th overall pick in Thursday night's NFL draft. The 6'6" tight end set a school record for tight ends with 56 receptions and 582 yards with 5 touchdowns as a junior. He was a second-team All-Big Ten and finalist for the John Mackey Award given to college football's top tight end. The Packers selected Matthew Golden out of Texas, a wide receiver, in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft on Thursday. It was the first time the Packers selected a receiver in the first round of the draft since 2002. Get sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt.
This is a station editorial. I'm Randall J. Miller, station president. I've shared in this space over the past 5 years, going clear back to the COVID era, our need to meet in the middle with everything we do. Whether it's the country, the state, nonprofit organizations, or our families, everyone needs the opportunity to provide input to then come up with a general consensus that benefits all. Let me cite 2 more